Hi everyone, my name is Firas, and in today's video I will be sharing my experience with you guys of how I read my first ever book in 7 days. I'll read about 20 pages each day and I'll try to finish the book in 7 days. Now I'll summarize the 20 pages in about 3 to 4 main points. I'll record myself daily and talk about the 4 main points. I'll try to summarize the 4 main points to you guys and explain it. Now, this is the main idea of the video, and hope you guys enjoy. Now, the book that I'll be reading is probably going to be showing on screen, and it's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. Now, what made me choose this book is that I really wanted to improve myself, and I just saw this book and the title was really interesting for me, so I just picked the book. Now, I have read already 20 pages, and the 3 points of the day are how good you want to be, you can achieve that achievable. Now, the first 3 pages of the book were the most interesting to me because they were talking about how nearly all rich people in the world are not even like talented or educated or even good looking, and they became rich and powerful because they wanted to become rich and powerful. They became what they are right now because they wanted to be that. And the book actually talked about it. In the next page, it said that they became rich and powerful because they wanted to become rich and powerful. And it was saying that the greatest thing you have right now is the goal that you have. And if you don't have goals, you cannot score. And let's imagine a football game without goals. You cannot score any goals, and there's going to be no point of just kicking the ball here and there. So the first point that of the book that I've read is how good you want to be. Do you want to be quite good, very good, or the best in your field, or the best in the world? And that question made me think, actually, like what I was doing was actually just to be the best in my field. It was not to be the best in the world, because I know there are some people that have the same goal as me and that are doing way more than I'm doing. Now, the second point is you can achieve that achievable. Now, it talked about how people have all of these problems and they think that they won't be able to make it, and they're looking for instant solutions. Now, this thing is very wrong. If you're looking for instant solution, in my opinion, instant solutions are just temporary solutions, and they're just going to be like a snowball. They're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger over time, and they're going to become a bigger problem in the end. Now, the page that I actually loved was talking about if you can't work in the best company, or if you think you can't work in the best company in its sphere, make that your aim. Or if you think you can't play in the basketball team, make that your aim. That's the whole point of the first 20 pages that I've read, is that just make an aim. And if you don't make an aim, you won't be able to achieve anything. Currently, it's 5:19 in the morning. I'm sleepy as heck, but I've decided to keep my promise and summarize 3 points every day from the 20 pages I've read. So the 3 points for the day are: first one is that what does school do? And if you think about it, school just takes the people that have good memory and then make them win a life. And that's just pretty much wrong, because you're leaving the creative people that have, let's say, weak memory in the back, and because school system is not good for them. It's only good for the people with good memory. Now, second point is that you should always take responsibility for whatever happens, because if you don't take responsibility, you're not going to learn from that experience that you've just been through. And that's the worst thing you want to happen, because when you go through an experience, you want to learn as much as you can from that. Well, if you blame other people, you're not going to learn anything from that experience that you've been through. The third point is that you should always take out the positives, or make the positives appear, but not forget about the negatives. And that means is that, let's say you're selling a product, and let's say you're selling a fridge, so you don't want to always talk about the negatives. You obviously want to talk about the positives, but if you only talk about the positives, you're going to get overwhelmed with the positives, and you're going to promise people what you can't deliver. Let's say you're going to be like, oh, this fridge can work for like, let's say 10 years, and it actually works for like only 8 years and then breaks down or whatever. So you're actually losing trust between you and the customer in that position, and you don't want to do that. So you want to find out the balance between the positives and the negatives. You want to put the positives out there while still pointing out the negatives, so you still have that trust relationship with your customer. Yeah, so that's it for the day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hi, today is day number 3, and I'm very excited for it because today was the most day that I actually learned something. Like, I actually learned a lot of things from the book. So the 3 points of the day are, first of all, you need to know why your client is not buying. Because the reason why your client won't be buying is, first of all, you're not putting his needs in front of your needs or above your needs. Because the most important thing for you as a businessman is your client's happiness. So you look at what he wants first, then you make a deal that's going to be suitable for him and for you. But the second point was that don't take failure as the end of the world, because taking no as an answer is another chance to fail. And the people who are improving are the people who are failing the most. Because if you're not failing, then you're just stuck at one level. It's wrong to be right, because being right is just walking backwards, showing where you've been. The third point of the book, or the 20 pages that I've read today, were that don't be scared of silly and new ideas, because those are the ideas that are going to make it the most, or that are going to be the most successful. Not every single silly or weird idea is going to be successful, but those are the ones that make it the furthest. The book also talked about that if you don't make it happen, then it will never exist, and you'll never know if it was worth the time and the effort you're going to put in. Let's say even if it failed, you got a lot of experience. Everyone knows that if you want to succeed, you're going to have to fail. So what's the point of being scared actually of failures? That was the main point of the 20 pages that I've read today, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hi everyone. Today is day number 4, and the first point of the day is how to play your cards right, or you need to play your cards right now. What do I mean by that? I mean that you need to know what you want to actually, let's say, when you're presenting a product to a customer or a client, you need to know what they want, what you want to actually show them, what the whole point is, everything, so you can play cards actually right. Because if you actually, let's say, don't know what you actually want them to see, you're not going to be able to show the product in the best way you can possibly can. Now, the second point of the day is that don't give a speech, but put on a show. Now, most of the time, let's say when you go to a lecture or anything, you don't remember anything. You don't actually focus most of the time. The human brain does not focus on the words. It focuses on what it sees. You should put on a show that links to that same idea you're talking about. It would be more interesting for the viewer or the customer to actually keep on watching. The third point of the day is that I say it went in a bit into the advertisement, then you need to have a layout, because if you don't have a layout, you don't have an idea, and that means you're just writing without anything in your brain. So you need to have a layout. You need to know how big the logo needs to be, how the other sentences needs to fit in. It needs to be modern. So to do that, you need to know everything, and that was, I guess, for today, and I see you guys tomorrow. And we're getting closer to the end, so yeah, I'm excited. See you guys. Hi bro, today is day number 5, and we're getting close to the end. So today, what are the 3 points of the day? First of all, the first point is how your layout needs to be edited with how your clients wants it to be. Because I've heard of some people actually going to, let's say, an advertiser guy or something like that, and they make an ad that's actually not what he needs it to be, but they think that what they're doing is the best job they could do. But what they did wrong is that they did not follow their clients or their customers' needs. Now, the second point is that the suppliers are not as good as you. The book said you need to lay down the path for them to follow. For the people, let's say, for the designer, for the graphics designer, or for the musician, you need to lay down the path for them to follow. Because if you don't, what they're going to do is they're going to follow their own creative mind, which will probably not fit to your idea. Now, the third point is that how you can make your company a better company. It talked about how a senior manager or a junior account handler or even a media buyer can make the company skyrocket their reputation. These people need to follow their own creative mind, need to follow their own route, because if they follow the usual route, it's going to end up where the usual route ends, and it's in the same place. Let's say even in 5 years, you're going to be in the same place that the guy that was before you in your position and follow the normal route. But if you're probably creative mind and actually take risks, and the book talked about the worst that could happen to you is getting fired. But the positives are a lot. If you succeed, you're gonna have a lot more freedom because the company you work with, you brought them sales, and they're gonna be like, but this guy knows what he's doing. We need to give him freedom so he can use his brain to give us or bring us even more sales. And yeah, those were the 3 points of the day. And tomorrow is going to be the last day. So yeah, I'm very excited. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Today is the last day. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a pretty fast week for me. It's been probably the fastest 6 days of actually of not my life, but this year probably. What is the first point of the day? The first point is that what is meant by creative now. The book talked about how different people have different meanings to the word creative. It means something completely different to each client. To one, it may mean I want the same as my competitors, but different. To another, it may be simple as wanting a new jingle. To another, it may mean that give me the same as we've had for the last, let's say, 20 years, but not quite. 99% will want something that they recognize from experience. So it's a different meaning to each client. So you're gonna have to figure out and talk to your client and know what he's actually meaning by the word creative. Now, what was the second point of the 20 pages? How to improve your strike rate. The book talked about some points about how to improve that, and one of the points was that make a line or a logo that presents or sums up the whole idea of your advertisement. For example, Nike, their logo is just a tick, and their line is just do it, and it just sums up the thing that they want to sell, sports products. They just want you to get up and go run or do your work that you need to do and just do it. And that just sums up the idea and presents the company. And to be honest, the book said it's a golden ticket to success, because it just sums up the whole company, the advertisement idea, into one word that's easy to remember. Now the second part the book talked about is just repeat the line over and over again. It's just like the color red in Ferrari. It's just stuck in people's mind that every Ferrari needs to be freaking red for some reason. The final point is that people think that advertising is someone selling them something that they don't want, which is completely false, because the book said that everything in your life is somewhat sort of advertisement. Let's say when you are inviting your friends to your house, you're cleaning your house. Why? Because you're advertising your house as a clean house. Let's say you want to sell a car, you clean the car because you want to advertise the car the best it could possibly can. Let's say you're going for a meeting, so you can advertise yourself. How? By wearing the best clothes, by let's say smelling good, by taking a bath or some shit. Whatever you do just to look good, so you're advertising yourself. Everything pretty much that you do in your life is some sort of advertisement, and that's it. I guess that was the 3 main points that I've got from the last 20 pages, and to be honest, it's been a good experience. If I were to give this book to someone, I would give it to someone who's just starting a new business, because this book is just a freaking heaven to people who are starting their own business, because it just talks about every single point that you need to work on to actually have success with that business. And I've learned a lot from it, from the insights of every single business, how to make it good, how to make it better. And I guess that's it. I mean, like, as I said, the week went pretty fast, so I guess it's time to me to say goodbye. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'm done here. Goodbye.